If you are in search of peace right now, if you are in this world and you have got stress or anxiety or depression or comparison to other people online, if you are just feeling over it and overwhelmed and stressed out, this video is for you. So stick with me on this, okay? This is going to be about a 3-parter, but each thing that I speak about is going to then connect to the next thing, which is going to connect to the next thing, which is going to put it together as a whole. It's like baking a cake, right? You can't just throw in one ingredient and call it good. You got to throw in a few layers before you have this complete total cake. And so this is what I want to do with you guys today. And if you've watched my videos before, you know what I do. I get into that Bible. That Bible, I know, is so tricky and it is so confusing. And people have taken that Bible, religious leaders, they've done it since way back when. They've taken that Bible and they've turned it into a list of rules that you need to do or you're going to burn in hell. And that is not the heart of God. That is not what God intended it for. That is not what Jesus intended it for. He intended to give you that Bible because there's a bazillion stories in that Bible of people that have lived life just like you and I, and they have failed and they have succeeded and they have gone high and they have gone low and they've done it all. And the whole point of it is to read that Bible, to learn from those people. And the most magical part about it, and this is the part that you got to wrap your brain around, which is really impossible to wrap your brain around, but it's real, is the words in that Bible, they're active and alive. They're active and alive, and they have the power to change your life. So I'm going to put 3 things together here from the Bible, and I'm going to help it make sense. You know, people are always saying things like this, make it make sense, make it make sense. I've not always been a believer. I used to pick up that Bible when I first started this faith journey, and I'd have to put it back down. It would make me believe less. I would literally sit there and be like, make this make sense, because it doesn't. And as God does, if you spend time with him in that Bible, in your word, asking him to show you, asking him, show me, teach me something, open my eyes, open my heart. God does just that. And so today's topic is going to be how you get that peace. How do you do it? How do you get that peace in this world where there's non-stop, right? There's social media in your face all the time, comparison all the time, bad news all the time. People are dying. Your family is a mess. Yourself is a mess. You have health concerns. Like, how do you find that peace? All right, little quick context here. Whoa. Way back in the day, God was trying to, he was going to free these Israelites, okay? They were trapped in slavery in Egypt. He was going to free them. He called upon this dude named Moses, and Moses said to God, like, hey, who am I supposed to tell them is sending me? Like, I'm just a dude. You literally want me to go to, picture it in this day and age, picture ISIS, okay? And one dude, God says, hey, go up to the boss of ISIS who's killing people and got your people at hostage and tortured and tell them, let my people go. And Moses is like, you got the wrong guy. I don't want to do it. God's like, no, it's you. I want it to be you. And Moses says, well, who am I supposed to say sent me? And God says, tell them I am has sent you. And I want to stick with those words, I am, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you the whole story. I just wanted to give you a little bit of context. That's in Exodus 3:14. God tells Moses, tell them I am sent you. And the reason why God calls himself I am is because God is everything. He's all of it. He's all good. He's all love. He's all strength. He's all wisdom. He's all knowledge. He's all encompassing. And so he's not just going to say I'm one thing, because he's everything. And it's kind of like fill in the blanks. What do you need? That's what I am. What are you praying for? That's what I am. What are you wishing for? That's what I am. Where are you broken? I'm the healing there. So that's why God says I am. That's number one. Another part of this, again, one thing is going to click onto another, so stay with me here, is in Genesis, when God was creating man. There's 2 parts. It's Genesis, I wrote it down here someplace. Genesis 1, verses 26, and Genesis 1, verses 27. And God says, let's create man in our image. I want you to hold on to that, okay? The first thing I want you to hold on to is I am. The next thing God says is, let's create man in our image. Our image? Who's God talking to? There's 3. There's God, there's Jesus, and there's Holy Spirit, okay? Remember, I'm not going to be able to throw all this down at you at one time, but this is all going to make sense when I get to the end. So God does. He makes man in our image. So what does that mean? That means that you were created in the same exact image as God, the great I am. Why is that important? That is important because God keeps calling us back. He says, you are my child. I am your father. You are my creation. I have created you. I love you. I molded you. I knew you before you were ever into this world, he says. And he says, come back to me. He goes, I know the world is hard. I know the world is scary. I've given you free will. I've given you this whole life to go figure it out. And if you're anything like me, you have tried to figure it out. I've done it all, you guys. I've done it all. Every single thing that this world promises that is going to be fulfilling. Sex, drugs, alcohol, relationships, being married, being single, having kids, having money, being poor, like done it all. If you're anything like me, you've tried it all. And there's always something missing. Always you want more. Always you're looking for more. It's what the world does. And God knows that. So God says, go figure it out. But I'm constantly calling you back to me because you were created in my image. And the whole point of God saying, I am, is so that as you spend time with God, as you get up in the morning and you go, I'm going to pray. Doesn't got to be fancy. Doesn't got to be a bunch of big old words. It literally just has to be a heart that has this much belief or this much curiosity or this much desperation that everything is wrong and I don't know how to make it right. And so God, I'm calling out to you. That's how I started calling out to God. I was desperate. I did not agree with anything in that Bible. I didn't care about God at all. I didn't believe in him. I didn't care about him. And when he started walking with me, I argued with everything that he had to say. So if somebody like me, who fought with God the entire step of the journey, if God can get into a heart like mine, God can get into a heart like yours. And so the point is this. You get up in the morning, you spend 5 minutes with God, and you go, God, show yourself to me. Change me, open my heart, open my eyes. And what that does, and what God's point in that time is to turn you into I am. Remember, God said, Moses said, who do I say is sending me? God says, I am. And this is what God wants to turn you into. He wants to turn you into more like himself. He wants to get you back to that image that you were created in our image, which is the Spirit. So what does the Spirit have? If you spend time with God, praying and inviting him in, if you spend time in God's Word, the Holy Bible, that tricky Holy Bible, I know how tricky it is, and I'm going to get to another little point at the end of this. What happens is you start becoming more like the person that you were designed to be like. And what you get to do then is you get to say, I am. I am what? I'm love. I'm filled with love because I've got the Spirit of Christ inside of me and I'm feeding it every day. I'm filled with peace. I am filled with joy. I am filled with patience for myself as I'm trying to figure it out, and for other people around me who just seem to be knuckleheads, right? I'm filled with kindness, where I just didn't care about people before. I am filled with kindness now. These are the fruits of the Spirit, and this is what you gain when you spend time with God in his Word and in his prayer. What else? I am filled with goodness. I am filled with faithfulness. I'm faithful to the things that I want to be faithful to. Have you ever tried to diet and exercise? You ever tried to do that? How long were you faithful to that for? Be honest with yourself, right? Don't lie to yourself. That's one thing. When you're walking with God, God will not let you continue to lie to yourself. He won't. We can say words out loud like, I'm good, I'm fine, I eat right, I exercise most of the time, whatever the things is. But really the truth is you eat right for most of the day and then at night you binge. Or really the truth is you'll exercise for 1 week for 3 days and then you'll quit for 4. Or really the truth is you say you're not doing drugs and alcohol anymore, but as soon as all the lights go down and people aren't noticing, you're running out behind the dumpster and drinking a bunch of booze. Like, we can say the words, and we can convince other people of them, and we can almost convince ourselves of them. But God knows. So you can't lie to God. You got to go to God with your humble, surrendered, busted, real heart and go, this is who I am. That's part one. You got to show up with God first and go, God, I am broken. I am lost. I am mad. You can tell God this. I'm mad at you, God. I'm mad at you. I am in disbelief, God. I don't even believe you're real. I don't even know why I'm talking out loud to you right now. You got to go to God with the truth of who you are right now, today. Every single day you got to wake up and go, God, I'm addicted. God, I'm lost. God, I'm broken. God, I'm selfish. God, I'm expectant. God, you got to get in there and start seeing who you really are so that God can go, okay, now you're starting to see things as they really are. So I can deposit my spirit inside of you. I am gentle. I am full of self-control. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. Okay, the fruits of the Spirit are what you gain when you spend time with God. Love, peace, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Last part, and then I'm closing up. If you want to be filled with those things, that's not you faking it. That's not you spending time with God, filling up on God, and then you go out into the world and you just muster up patience while internally you're still frustrated as all get out. That's not what it is. That's not you spending a little bit of time with God and then mustering up extra love for your spouse who's driving you absolutely crazy. That's not what it is. That's not how it works. How it works is this. You spend time with God. He, the great I am, deposits himself inside of you. Your spirit inside of you. And then you turn into more like him. It's the whole point. He fills you with himself. So genuinely, after you have spent some time with God, and it takes more than one time. You know, we live in this microwave world where we want everything right now. I want it right now. I've decided right now I want to be fit. I'm going to work out for 1 week. I want to be skinny. That's not how it works, right? That's not how it works. You want to learn a new language. Ooh, I want to go on a trip to some foreign country. I better learn the language. You don't learn that language overnight. You got to study it. You got to take time. It takes a long time, you guys, a long time to unlearn some of the things that we have picked up along the way. It takes a long time to break off some of the lies that we are walking in, that we are genuinely believing about life, about ourselves, about other people and our situations. It takes a long time to break through scars and wounds and trauma that we have acquired over the years. Those are what are leading the way. Most of us are walking our lives burdened by everything, annoyed by everything, addicted to everything, expectant of everything, wanting everything and everybody to change around us. We want our significant other to change. They would change, things would be good. We want our job to change. We want the people at our job to change. We want our body to change. We want our income to change. We want our past to change. We want our future to change, and we're not even there yet. And God says, that's not how I do. It's not how I do. He goes, I created this world as a place of growth, a place of learning, a place of healing. And I gave you free will, and I gave you this entire world to go learn it all. But eventually, God says, it's going to get hard. It's going to get heavy. And pride and ego and fear are what are going to keep you away from God. You are going to think either these two things, because they're the same side of the one coin. You're either going to think, I'm too messed up. I'm too far gone. You don't even know what I did. God ain't going to forgive me. I might as well just keep on being bad because God doesn't want somebody like me. I'm a mess. I'm broken. That's a lie. That is a lie from the world. That is a lie from the enemy. You are worth it. You were made. You were born. You're chosen before you even came here by God. So you are worth it. So don't you let anything or anybody of this world, don't let any thoughts of your brain tell you that you're too messed up for God. Do you know who Jesus hung out with? He hung out with the sinners. He hung out with the tax collectors. He hung out with the whores and the sluts and the cheaters and the cussers and the fishermen and the addicts. He sat in the bars trying to draw him to himself because he loves the broken and the lost. You are not too far. You are deeply and madly loved by God. So turn to him every single day and invite him in so the great I am can fill you so you can walk around going, I am full of love. I am full of self-control. I am full of patience. You acquire these things from God. And then you have them for other people and for yourself, because anybody that is looking down on their own self, feels bad about their own self, they have a really, really, really strong appetite to be down on everybody else. Yeah, they don't love themselves, so they pick apart everybody else. That's what people that don't feel worth it do. So you're going to be that. Or the other thing that keeps you away from God is your pride. Pride in your ego. You're like this. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need God. I'm good. I don't need a bunch of rules. I don't need some big boss bully up in the sky trying to tell me how to live. I'm good. I got it. That's how I was. I was like, I don't need your God. God was real. He can come down here and help me out. Like, I'm going through a divorce. I'm trying another marriage. I'm raising kids. I'm trying to party with my friends. I'm trying to live my life. Like, I don't need your God coming down here and telling me how to live. You have that attitude. God don't mess with that attitude. He doesn't. He goes, oh, you're good? Cool. You do you. You be good. I'll be right here waiting for you. Right here loving you. Right here calling you back. Right here ready to give you all of me. I'm ready to fill you with my spirit so that you can be full of me. But if you're so full of yourself, you're never going to let God in. Okay? Okay. So this is the thing. God is the great I am. He created you in his image. You spend time with him. You become less like this world. You become less angry. You become less stressed. You become less fearful. You become less expectant. You become less unforgiving. You start shedding off all of these things that we want to hold on to. We want to hold on to anger. Somebody did us wrong. We ain't going to forgive them. We want to hold on to that. All you're doing is weighing your own self down. We want to hang on to comparison. Like, if only I could look like her. If only I could be like him. If only I could have that money. If only I could have that. We want to hang on to that for some reason. All that's doing is weighing you down. Everything that you are looking for of this world, anything in this world that you are searching for, that you're trying to get more of, more attention, more love, more money, more beauty, higher on the ladder at work, whatever it is, you are going to be striving and it is going to be heavy. You start looking to get more of God every day. Every day. The Bible compares us to sheep. I don't know if you know anything about sheep, but sheep are a bunch of dum-dums. They get lost. They get focused on like a pit of grass. Before you know it, they're falling over the edge. They are dumb. They need a shepherd, and a good shepherd keeps his sheep safe. He lets them roam the field. He gives them everything to eat. He gives them everything to drink. He keeps their fur nice and tight. He leads them. A shepherd leads his sheep to still waters to rest, to green pastures to eat and lie down. This is what the Bible compares us to. And a sheep can't do anything on its own. It will get lost. It will get killed. It leads itself. It falls over. It can't get back up. A lot like us, who keep on falling into the same addictions over and over and over. Keep falling into the same angers over and over and over. Keep falling into the same arguments with people and the same expectations of people and the same beating up of our own selves over and over and over. And God says, I'm your good shepherd. He says, come to me. I'll give you rest. I will feed you. I will clothe you. Jesus says, those who come to me will never be thirsty again. He's the living water. But you got to do it every single day, right? A shepherd's not going to feed his sheep once and be like, you're all right, I'm gone. Good luck to you. No. Shepherd, he watches over them day and night. He feeds them morning, noon, and night. But you have to do your part, which is just inviting him in. That is it. You just have to invite him in. You have got to spend time with him, and you have to surrender. You have to, and we don't want to surrender. We want God to do it our way. We want God, give me this job and do this with my relationship and do this with my body and do this with my money and bless it. Okay, bye. I'm going to go out and I'm going to work for all of it. And God's like, you got that a little twisted. He goes, that's not how I do. He goes, I got a plan for you. It's better than anything that you can imagine for your own self. And if you're still watching this, I know that so many of us are holding on to relationships that we should have let go of a long time ago. We're holding ourselves up from the love of God. We are holding on to angers and unforgiveness that we should have let go a long time ago. And we're not giving those to God. We're holding on to addictions that we think we need. We think we need them. We're holding on to it because we just think we needed to relax. We just needed to calm down. We just needed to have a little bit of fun. And God says, you don't. So God's not in the business of you pray and he blesses your prayers. He's in the business of you get with him and you sit with him and you say, God, what do you want to do to me? What do you want to show me? What do you want to take off of me? What do you want to add to me? Because what he wants to add to you is love, and peace, and joy, and patience, and kindness, and forgiveness, and goodness, and faithfulness, and self-control. That's what he wants to add to you, and that is it. What does he want to take from you? He wants to take your fear. He wants to take your anger. He wants to take your anxiety. He wants to take your need to control. He wants to take your expectations and your frustrations with everybody else around you. He wants to work in you to turn you into his image. I am. He wants to do that to you. And if there's a million, look up verses on the Spirit. Look it up. Go into your phone and type in tell me Bible verses about the Spirit of Christ. You know, it's going to say all the things that the Spirit is good for. It's going to have a couple that tell you this. The mind governed by the flesh is death. The mind governed by the Spirit is truth and peace and life. Doesn't have to be literal death, you guys. The mind governed by the flesh is death. Death of what? Death of joy, death of love, death of kindness, death of peace, death of self-control. When you're letting your own self rule your own life with your own visions and your own truths and your own scars and your own ways, you're being ruled by death. You're going round and round and round in toxic cycles. You're staying stuck in broken areas. You're carrying burdens that are causing you to be stressed. So many of us want to blame it. Oh, I got ADHD. Oh, I got menopause. Oh, I'm just an anxious person. And I'm not saying that those things aren't real. I'm not. Been on antidepressants years ago after my kids. So I'm not saying that these things aren't real. But what I am saying is there's a God who is stronger and greater than all of it. And he's waiting for you, and he's calling for you, and he's inviting you into quiet time. That's the last of it. You can't connect with God while you're busy with life. You can't. He's trying to pull you to a place of calmness. He's trying to pull you to a place of stillness because you need it. He only speaks in whispers, you guys. He's not gonna, while you're running around cleaning house and you got some sermon on or something like that, but you're paying attention to 12 other things while you're trying to do God, you're not going to experience the fullness of God. So you got to carve out that time. Here's my last little pitch if you're still watching this. Yay, if you're still watching it. I wrote 2 books. I wrote 2 books called The Missing Piece. May peace be with you. They're on Amazon. You can type that in. You can type in The Missing Piece by Suzanne Reed. I know how hard the Bible is. It took me, I've been doing Faith Journey for 12 years. I'm going to say the first 5, every time I try to pick up that Bible, I'll throw that son of a gun down because I'm like, this is stupid. This is making me disbelieve even more. So I know how hard it is. I know how tricky it is. I know it feels like you're reading something and you don't even know what you're reading. I promise you, your spirit knows. Promise you, you're feeding your spirit, which is starting to grow eventually the seeds of that feeding, which will be fruit and love and peace and joy. But if the Bible is something you just can't wrap your brain around, and I always say the Bible is first, I'm never taking away from the Bible. I wrote 2 books. I wrote one for adults and one for preteens and teens called The Missing Piece. It's a 40-day devotional. If you're trying to get some peace, if you're trying to shake off some scars from the past, if you're trying to break out of addiction and anxiety and anger, I know a lot of people say, it's just how I am. I'm just a worrier. It's just how I am. No, that's not how you are. And that's how you are right now. But with the great I am, you can be this. I'm free. I am not a worrier. I'm full of peace. I am not angry. I'm full of joy. I am not addicted. I'm full of self-control. That's what God wants to do with you every single day. The Missing Piece, it's a 40-day devotional. It's got an easy page of reading. It's got another page next to it where you can write a verse out. There's probably 5 or 6 verses on each page crammed in there real quick. Write out a verse. Why do you need to write out the verse? Well, you're trying to get them stuck in your brain. It's how God works. First, it starts in your head. You hear it, you get it, try to think about it, you write it down, and then it goes from your head and it goes to your heart. It goes to your heart, goes to your spirit. It starts becoming who you are. That's why you write the verses down. The second little area to write is how you're feeling for the day. How you're feeling. 40 days is this devotional. 40 days. So day 1, you can start it like this. I'm stressed, man. I'm stressed. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm mad at you, God. Like, whatever it is, you write it down. Why do you want to write that down? Well, it's scientifically proven that journaling helps us to get our thoughts out on paper. That's number 1. Number 2, at the end of the 40 days, if you stick with the book, you're going to see a change. You're going to see where you started and where you ended up, and you're going to know that the Spirit of Christ is becoming alive inside of you, and you're never going to stop once you start. And then the last little thing is a prayer. A prayer. You write a prayer, a very specific prayer to God. God, help me with my anger. God, help me with my lack of love for myself. God, help me with my secret sins that nobody knows about. Whatever it is, you write it in there. Why do you write that? Because you're going to want some written proof of the miracles that God does in your life. Because I can promise you, I would not be on Facebook. I would not be on TikTok. I would not have written books. I would not be following God if it were a bunch of rules. I was the rule breaker, you guys. I dragged all my friends along and said, let's break them twice and take pictures and rub it in people's faces and laugh and tee-hee about it. Like, I loved that life. But that was my mind governed by the flesh. And what that life led to was a lot of brokenness that I didn't even see. It's called blind spots. We all have a whole lot of blind spots. And so if you're ready for a change, hold on, I'm going to get some. I should have done this before, but I didn't do it, but now I'm going to do it this time. Boop, 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 boop. I'm here. These are the books. Missing Piece for Teens. It's got a little green puzzle piece on it. And then this is a book, The Missing Piece for Adults, is got a little yellow puzzle piece on it. Let me see if I can open up a page for you, okay? I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about with the writing and the Bible verse so you guys can see how simple this is. This is the reading. Lickety-splickety-dickety-doo. There's a Bible verse across the top. Anything where you see dark, that's a Bible verse that's in there that I have explained. And then this is your area. You write your prayer. You write your thoughts. You write the verse out. 40 days. I promise you, if you are willing to commit 10 minutes a day, that's how long this is going to take. 10 minutes a day going, God, come in. Help me. For 40 days, he's going to show up. And you're going to realize, you're going to realize that God loves you so much. He's not trying to boss you around. He's not trying to bully you. If you've been to church and you have church hurt, that is people, and people are broken. Nobody's going to get it right. It's why you need, God says, go into your room, close the door, just spend time with me. It is a relationship between you and between God. And that is it. You don't need to explain it to anybody. It's self-care. It's self-love. It is self-realization. It is let me see me. Let me quit looking at my spouse. Let me quit looking at all these nimwits that I work with. Let me quit looking to drugs and alcohol to calm me and fix me and take me away. Let me quit looking online and comparing myself to every single person that I'm not. Let me stop doing that because that is so heavy. Let me start looking to the great I am. And again, if the Bible is tricky and hard, the missing piece. I promise you guys. I promise. The peace I acquired writing this book is unimaginable. And we have to do it every day. That's why it's a 40-day devotional. That's why God calls you every day. He says, my mercies are new every day. That's why the Lord's Prayer that Jesus said, that he said to say, give me my daily bread, God. We carry yesterday. We carry all the angers and all the worries and all the stress and all the scars. We carry all the stuff from yesterday into today. And we do it over and we do it over. And it's no wonder that we're depressed and anxious and worried and addicted. And God goes, no, I'm going to teach you a new way. I'm going to teach you a new way, God says. You get into my word. Get into my word. He goes, I'm going to teach you a new way. So you wake up, first thing you go, God, give me today's blessings. Give me today's mercies. Show me today's way and path. Fill me with your heavenly blessings today. He takes you out of the past, because you're stuck if you're there. There's nothing there for you anymore. He takes you out of the future because you're not there. You don't even know. So much of our life is spent imagining what that future will be. We don't know. You can't call any day by day. He takes you and he brings you right back to today. And he fills you in those moments so that you can be like him, the great I am. I am full of peace. I am full of love. And there is not going to be always wonderful days, okay? I'm going to end it with that because I know I'll ramble a million years and you guys know that I will. Every day is not going to feel good. Don't let your feelings lie to you, okay? Don't let your feelings lie to you. This world, this life, it is completely about the challenges and the struggles and the relationships and the growth and the pruning and the healing and the becoming. And all of that, it doesn't always feel good. As a matter of fact, lots of life feels really hard, really heavy, really scary, really annoying, all of that stuff. But you get God in there, you have all of that stuff, but you also have his peace, his eyes, his strength, his wisdom, his discernment, his self-control. You are gaining him. You're not faking it till you make it, okay? You're not. You're not spending time with him and going out just like you are, forcing that stuff out of you. Time with God, 40 days. And if you have a teenager or preteen, 12 to 17, who is struggling, social media got them down, video games all the time, stress at school, whatever it is. Or if you got a teen that's not even struggling, you just know that God is going to get in their heart and make them better. This book is for them. I did a lot of research on this. This is all God inspired. I know it to be true. I already had this book almost written when God brought this one in. Talks about school, talks about peer pressure, talks about social life and anxieties and stressors and things that kids go through. 12 to 17. 2 bets. Boop, boop, boop. The missing piece. All right, you guys. Sorry, I know that's long. That's why you need to get the book. Because the book, you can just hear my voice, but do the reading, and you'll be done in like 10 minutes instead of watching these things for like a million hours. Have a beautiful, blessed day. I pray that anybody that watched this video, if you watched it the whole way through, I literally pray to God that you get on Amazon and you get that book. If you go to my Facebook page, my whole like cover photo, I think, or the little QR codes you can click on, or you can just type in the Amazon, type in a thing, The Missing Piece. The Missing Piece by Suzanne Reed. It's a life changer. It's a game changer, but you got to do your part. The Lord is faithful to the faithful, right? Like anything else, you want change, you gotta do your work too. Life doesn't often come in and just present you a bountiful basket of goodness. Lots of times we have to work for it. We don't want to work for it. We're in a microwave world. God's crockpot God. He's slow. He's slow and he's tender and he's compassionate and he loves you and he's waiting for you to come and get to know who he is. So the great I am can fill you so you can become I am. Have a beautiful day. Bye.